Pritha and I'm again back with Meenakshi. Hi Meenakshi, welcome
Hi.
to our show. As you know, Meenakshi is a doctorate in occult science and parapsychology. Meenakshi, last time we spoke about money and energy and all of those black magic symptoms. So today let's talk about something like how planets, affect has a big effect in person's life, right? Because in a Hindu society we generally see a lot of kundli happening, before marriages, kundli is being mashed and stuffs like that. So how planets actually affect our life?
See, astrology, if you look at it, it's a huge science. It's a very accurate science if done the right way. But what we find today is not too much of that. The system is lost because of a lot of abuse with astrology. But definitely the science is very good. But I generally, when I look at people, I don't tend to mix astrology, or I don't check their charts also, because I check their vibration. Because yes, astrology being important, yes, it is important. There's something called universal astrology as well, and there's something linked to human beings as well. Planets are important in our lives, but the most important planet that we live in is Earth. So what's important for us is the moon, which is our satellite. So I look at moon as being important, as in our daily life, how the day-to-day things that we keep doing predictions for ourselves on a day-to-day basis, and that what I see is important is the moon and nothing else. So during the full moon, you see there are certain things which go up and down. The water in our body keeps going up and down, just like, because we are 70% water, and if you see, the earth is also 70% water, and then obviously there is an influence of the moon on our body. So we have mood swings, we have different kind of temper that we have. Sometimes we can't control our temper, sometimes we can control our temper, sometimes we just get angry without any reason. So these are the things that you need to check between the new moon or the full moon, that's all. Apart from that, if you look at it, astrology is a great science, but then I don't see it too much. That is because I see that if I tell somebody that, you have a great chart and there's everything right about your chart, I don't see them working that much to achieve whatever they should achieve. So there is a difference. So whenever you see or link yourself too much with your chart, then what happens is your performance goes down in some way or the other, because then you start believing in the chart so much, and your every day becomes like a very astrological display in every way, because everything right from morning people will start checking where the moon is, where the other planets are. So then your life, your own balance goes, you can't keep thinking about, you can't be so dependent on something that you can't even move without it.
So it's basically not to be blindfolded about something which you feel can be a part of your life, but not to overstress on that, right?
It is an important part of your life. It is like a roadmap. Why you're born at a certain time, because of your past life karma that you're born at that same time. But nothing can change that. You have a certain pattern that you have followed. You have certain problems in your life. When you have problems, the first thing a person does is run to an astrologer. And then what happens is, then they give you a lot of things to do, they give you a lot of stones to wear, and then what happens to you is you start believing in that so blindly, things don't change, and then you lose faith on that. But it is not something like that. Your chart will remain your chart. You can see the good times or not so good times, and then we can take a decision depending on that. But we cannot really blindly completely follow that, because it's not going to change. That chart will never change. Whether you wear different stones, whether you do different kind of pujas that you can do, or different ceremonial rituals that you do, nothing is going to change. So I mean, a lot of people say you're going through your Saraswati, you're going through your Saturn's phase. Saturn is supposed to be feared and everything. So what happens is, Saturn as a planet is a very spiritual planet, is the judge of all the planets, if you say. So what happens is, during the Saraswati, the 7.5 years of a Saturn's phase that a person has is slightly difficult than the other phases that a person has. But it is also very good, because you understand a lot of things during that time. You are learning about the true situation. You are seeing, you will find out a lot of people who are possibly being very good to you in a different way, but then you see that you know, they're actually wearing masks. Maybe the closest of your friends are actually behind, you know, are your enemies, and you don't understand that. So what happens is, in Saturn's that 7.5 years Saraswati phase, so you get to see all the things that are hidden away from you, so which you otherwise wouldn't have believed. But you are going through that phase, and Saturn will show you all the reality of your life. It's like a reality check. So obviously it helps you to get stronger as a human being. It will help you to get stronger as a person, as you will get better with your profession. Now there are different phases, like if you are talking about the first phase and the last phase, the third phase of Saraswati. I look at the second phase being the most difficult, because you are supposed to lose all your monetary, you know, your acquirements. If I talk about materially whatever things that you have acquired over a period of time, that kind of goes down. Your money, your saved money goes down. You're not being able to save your money at all. Your income goes down. You might lose your job and things like that. But what I see most importantly is, during a Saraswati, you need to take care of your parents or anyone old in the house, or anyone who's very close to you. They might fall sick. So that is one thing you can take care of. And also I feel that a chart should be seen in such a way that these things can be taken care of. Like if you're going through a phase where you think that you need medical attention, it needs to be taken. Where you think otherwise that these things can be taken care of. Maybe you're supposed to keep your cool. Maybe there are chances that you might lose your job. So what you do is you keep your cool during that time. You do all the things so that you make yourself more calm, you know, and not aggressive. So you lose that job. So if there are chances that you might lose your job, there's nothing to worry about. You just change yourself a little bit. So there are chances that what you do is you just change yourself a little bit, and then take care of it so that you don't goof up. So that's all that you can do. So this is where I feel that astrology really helps in this way.
So, you know, I feel people have not ever explained the fact that astrology can be looked at in this way, because most of the time when we go to the astrologer, they are generally telling us for the quick fix. That is why they are suggesting us a stone, they are suggesting us remedies like, you know, going and offering a puja or something like that. Do you think that is really logical to do? You know, just doing a puja and wearing a stone, will that really create a shift? What will create a shift, do you feel?
See, I personally don't believe that wearing stone would really create a shift or something. Then I would have worn all the stones for all the planets. But it is something that if some planet is not in the right position, if you're wearing a stone for that, you cannot really strengthen that planet. So something which is already weak in your chart, you cannot really strengthen that. Instead, I would say, if at all somebody wants to wear some stone or something like that, they should see what is the best planet that they have, which is linked to the 11th house or something, and then wear a stone according to that planet. Because a strong planet can be made a little stronger, but you cannot really win a race with a dead horse. So you can't really, somebody who is already crippled, you can't really, you know, boost up their energy and make them win a race or something. So what you need to do is something which is good in your chart, you can you know, enhance that.
So I think that is one thing that we have learned, that we should always try and see which is the planet which is more stronger in our chart, than to look into the planets which are not that strong and try to quick fix them. So that's not going to work basically.
But I personally feel, that is my personal opinion obviously, that rather than looking at your chart too many times, or rather than seeing, I think one should make themselves stronger. That is what folklore does. Folklore really, I mean, we had created folklore so that people can get them stronger mentally, and your aura needs to be cleaned. I mean, I don't personally see my own chart, it just doesn't match, because I am mentally very strong and I am doing all kinds of spiritual services. I am constantly in touch with my spiritual self. I am you know, making products, energizing products, training people, and trying to create a difference in people's life through education. So if you're talking about education, education is power. If anything, if there's anything which is powerful, is education. So if you're talking about darkness, I relate darkness to ignorance. So when you're ignorant, then you can fear. So that is why I keep telling all my clients and everybody else that I know, you should know what is going on. You should know about these spiritual things. You should know about astrology. You should know about occult science. You should know what is hidden. Then you'll not be scared of it. A child is only scared of things that he is not aware of. If you are aware of it, you can't be scared of it. You become friends, right? Then you become friends. You can't be enemies with something which is already there. Like I tell a lot of people, if you actually could see whatever is around us in different dimensions, you would stop going out of your house. You know, because there are many dimensions which are there, and there are various things in that dimension which we can't see with our naked eyes because we are not in that frequency. So, the moment we get to a frequency and we become negative, and that is when we catch those frequencies and we start seeing different things. Maybe they don't even exist in this frequency. So, since they don't exist in this frequency, they really cannot change your life.
Okay.
So, if you are talking about, a lot of people say that they are spirits and I feel scared, and they are not even in your frequency, they are living in their own peaceful world. Why even bother about it? Even it's your fear that connects yourself to that frequency, and then you are attracting them towards yourself. Other than that, if you are not scared, if you don't have that fear factor in you, there is nothing which can happen to you otherwise. So, as we were talking about Saturn and people are scared of Saturn, we should not be scared of it, and you just need to be preparing yourself for it so that you are careful. That is about it, and you need to keep yourself calm. And another thing that I was talking about, when we come to planets, today I am going to demonstrate something to do with Jupiter. Jupiter is actually, both Jupiter and Venus are linked to some kind of financial situations. So, there are certain things that you can do to enhance that power, more to do with Jupiter, because we are going to use a lot of turmeric in that, because Jupiter's color is yellow. As we say, you are supposed to be, its day is Thursday, and that is why you are supposed to be wearing yellow on Thursdays. So, yellow brings in a lot of luck and prosperity, and yellow is also a color for money. Like, you know, internationally we talk about green being the color of money. We keep hearing, as far as occult is concerned, it's green, but it's actually not green to do with finances, it's more to do with yellow. So, basically what I will show today is something to do with Jupiter and how it can enhance your finances linked to Jupiter. And it's basically a very ancient thing to follow, which women used to follow in some point of time to get the luck factor into their life.
So let's watch what Meenakshi has to show us and see how we can enhance our Jupiter in a very Indian and traditional way. So Meenakshi, what are we going to learn today?
See, I am going to show you something to do with money only, but we are going to talk about protection of money. So, here are some cones which are basically used for all kinds of increasing love and increasing money. So, basically there are a lot of seashells that are there, if you can see. So, basically I use a lot of shells so that it basically protects whatever is there in the sea. So, if you see the sea, you see the shells are inside the sea, and basically they are all protected by the sea, right. So, they have protective qualities in them, and I am going to use some salt. There is some natural salt which is here. Salt is also from sea. So, we have everything, all the ingredients mostly from sea, and then I love this shell which is here, which is also from sea. We have rosemary here. Rosemary has got protective properties, and along with rosemary I am going to use some peppermint leaves. What peppermint leaves does is, it actually increases the money part of it. So, peppermint is always, I do not know whether you know it or not, because peppermint is always used for increasing money.
Okay.
So, we are going to increase, we are going to use this, we are going to mix up this salt along with this, with the intention that my money is going to be protected by this salt. With this I am going to use some of these and mix some seashells in it, along with some of the soft which is there in that, and I am going to add some rosemary to it. This I am going to keep on a bed of turmeric. So, you have turmeric also which is going to be mixed to this. So, as we were talking about Jupiter and we are going to talk about increasing money and protection of money. So if this thing is mixed with turmeric, and then you have to put it in front of your door, right? Your door is there, say suppose your main entrance is there, then you have something from left side to the right side of the door. You have to mix this particular mixture with turmeric and put it in front of your door for protection of your money, for increasing money, and for getting your money in. So this concoction can be put in front of your door. This concoction, if you can make it in larger quantities, you can keep it in the corner of your houses, where it can be placed in the corner of your rooms. So basically the negative energy in the corner of the rooms are not going to be there, and it is going to be drawing in money from all aspects. And then also you can keep it along with your money in a jar, in a glass jar, in the cupboard. So where your money is kept for saving, or if you're trying to save your money, or you're saying that your money should not go out for wrong purposes like hospitals or any kind of other negative things which are there. And then it can be stored there, and your money is going to be protected for a long period of time.
So I hope you all enjoyed watching this as I did, and I'm sure I'm going to also do it what I learned from Meenakshi today. As we know, Folklore Magic Academy of Occult Science is teaching and also is doing courses and workshops which will help people to come and enroll themselves and learn more about occult science. Right, Meenakshi?
Right.
Okay. So we were discussing about planets, and we know now about a little bit about Saturn and Jupiter and all of that. So tell us something about the colors. How colors play a role when it comes to planets.
See, there are different days, and different days are linked to different planets, and then it's believed that if you're wearing the same color which the planet holds for that day, the ruler of that day, then it's supposed to bring you luck. Not only luck, actually it enhances whatever you do for that day, because that particular day is supposed to be linked to that particular planet. So let's start with Monday. So if you're talking about Monday, Monday is related to the moon, and you can wear white on Monday, white or blue actually. But white is better. So if you don't have white, you can wear blue. For Tuesday, we are linked to Mars, and for Tuesday, the color is red. Wednesday is linked with Mercury. The color is green for Wednesday. For Thursday is linked with Jupiter. You can wear yellow to enhance your finances on that day. Friday is linked to Venus. Anything love related happens with Venus. But some people don't know that Venus is not only meant for luck and love, it is also to do with money also, which people don't know. So this is something that I incorporate whenever I'm doing any kind of money or love working.
So it's love for money.
Both love for money and money for love. So Friday is Venus, and you can wear anything, any pastel shades or purple or pink or any of those colors. Saturday is for Saturn, so you can wear black or blue on Saturday. Sunday is for Sun, and you can wear sunflower yellow, or you can wear yellow or orange also. So these color codings, if you're following for those days, I think it really enhances. I have seen it working, like, and also I have seen some planets which are anti, like for example, Mars and Saturn don't go along very well, like whenever they are together in any kind of chart. So it basically that they have conflict. These two planets are in conflict together. So if they are together in any of our houses in the chart, then it is supposed to bring conflict in that particular sector. Like for example, if you have it in your first house, that is, first house is supposed to be your ascendant, and first house we see overall everything in your life, your character, the way you are and everything. So if you see you have Mars and Saturn in the same planet in the first house, then you are going to be full of conflict all your life. So you have to kind of keep a cool on that. So what I was saying is conflict between these two. So on Tuesdays you can't wear black and blue, or on Saturdays you should not wear red. So that is the kind of conflict that I am talking about for as far as color is concerned. So like these two planets really don't go along well at all. So that is why you should not wear these colors on those days.
When we talk about astrology, we have heard a lot about being Manglik. If you tell us what is Manglik and how does someone who has who is a Manglik can do anything that will help them.
See, Manglik is a term where Mars is actually not in a right position, or it is linked to your eighth house in some way. Then we call that person Manglik. Now, basically, what is believed is, since Mars is not in the right position and it's linked to your eighth, then whoever your partner is or whoever you're married to will not last with you forever. That is what is believed. And so a lot of people do a lot of things, like they get them married to trees, they get them married to rocks, and they get them married to any gods and all those deities.
Yes.
But I don't think it really works, because you're born with it, and you're not destroying the tree after that, right? You're just getting married to the tree. So this brings some kind of destruction later on to the other person.
Okay.
So I don't think you can really do anything, and what you can do best is you get beyond the astrological chart and make yourself stronger. So all these planetary things don't affect you.
So I think acceptance of anything which is not in your favor, working towards self-development is what folklore is all about, right?
So basically what you're not supposed to do is blindly believe your chart. You're not supposed to blindly believe your chart. We can see it as a map that we have for our life, and we basically get to know what are the roadblocks we can have or where are the bumps. That's about it. So then you can take a detour, you know.
Okay.
So when we see in a map that there is a problem in a particular place, there's some road has got road blockages, and there's some flood somewhere. So what we do? We change our plan. We change the destination. So that is what you're supposed to do when you see your chart, and when you see there's something wrong with the chart, you just change your destination a bit.
So let's talk about our institute, which is Folklore Magic Academy for Occult Science. So please tell us a little bit about the courses that we are doing here.
See, there are some day-to-day normal courses right now. What we have is a few one-day workshops which are there, which is to do with protection, which is to do with your relationship, with your love life, with enhancing your magical powers. Why I call it magical powers is not because it's magic, not the kind of magic Harry Potter does.
Okay.
When we are talking about magic is, see, as kids we all are very drawn towards anything which is mystical. Okay, we are even drawn to rainbows, we were drawn to unicorns, we were drawn to cupids and all kinds of things when we are talking about magic. But what I actually see it as enhancing your natural powers. So these are not actually supernatural powers. If you're talking about metaphysics, if you're talking about physics, everything is energy.
True.
Metaphysics being a part of this physical world, also it's science, and with the things that we cannot see. So it's basically spiritual on a different level, on a different vibration. So basically what you can do is you can learn about these things, you can understand how the universe works, you can understand how your body works, you can understand how your mind works, how your brain works, how your brain is wired, how your mind is wired is actually the outcome of everything that is happening in your life. Anything that is happening in your life is absolutely calculated, and it's happening according to your wish and will. So you just kind of, sometimes you get time, you just sit down and think about it. Right from your childhood, whatever you wanted has happened. Maybe there was a time a lot of people want to be alone, you know. They really want to be alone, they want to become successful in a way. What happens is they have divorces, they have bad relationships, you know. So you really cannot blame this on anyone. If you're having a bad relationship, there's a certain pattern of relationship that you're following. If you're having certain money blockages in your life, there are certain money blockage pattern that you're following, and you're constantly following that thought process. Unless you change your thought process, there's nothing going to change. So the easiest thing what people do is, I think I'm going through a bad patch of life, I think there's some bad luck. There's nothing called bad luck. There's nothing called good luck either. What it does is you're enhancing your natural capabilities, your natural power which is inbuilt in a person at the time of birth. It is all there, everything is there. It's just a matter of practice, it is a matter of dedication, it is a matter of self-worth and self-love where you're going to reach.
So basically we should know that occult science is not something which is dark, or evil, it is science. So it deals with everything that is practical, right?
Absolutely.
And it enhances and empowers a person. And it is
Absolutely.
not something to damage the other person. Only if you have the intention, then only it happens.
That's
Otherwise,
right.
it is not.
That's right.
So basically, people have a lot of doubts about what is left-hand path, what is occult science. So can you just throw a little bit of light on that?
See, by far, India, if you look at it, we follow the left-hand path only because we have the Shakti Puja in India, and Shakti is the Adi Shakti, the universal mother. She is the left-hand path. That is the left-hand path that we talk about.
Why left-hand path? Why this term?
See, right-hand path is an organized religious sect, which is the rules are guided, everything is made. You're not supposed to ask questions. You're supposed to follow everything blindly. That is what a right-hand path structural religion is all about. When we are talking about left-hand path, is you don't have any structured knowledge. You follow yourself. If you have questions, you get the answers. There are a lot of things I wouldn't believe blindly. That why are you supposed to light a candle before you're doing a puja? Why are you supposed to light an agarbatti during a puja? So it is all followed on the 5 elements that we have. So if somebody would explain that to me in a different way, then you would believe it. But you can't blindly believe something that has been following just because it has been followed for years and ages and centuries, you're following the same thing. So when you have questions, when you have doubts within yourself about a particular religion or sect or whatever, spiritual practices, when you have these questions, that is good because you're supposed to have these questions. If you have these questions, then you're going to grow. Self growth is all what is left hand path all about. That is all.
So there is nothing to be scared actually.
There's nothing to be scared. See, if you're talking about meditation, if you're talking about following yourself, you need to spend some time with yourself. See, before knowing me or knowing you, I mean, if I don't spend time with you, how would I know you? I wouldn't know you at all. So in today's world, how much time do they actually spend with themselves? So when I ask people that if do you really spend time with yourself? What is your me time? The me time that we talk about. So they talk about walk. When you're walking, it's your walking. It's not your me time. When you are swimming or working out, it's not your me time. You're exercising. So your mind is, playing on a different direction altogether. What is your me time? A 5-minute time that you spend with yourself, doing nothing at all and asking yourself question, what is it that you're looking at? What is it that you want in life? That is the time that you're supposed to spend with yourself to know yourself better. Most people don't know themselves. They don't know what they want. So that is the thing that you need to follow.
So basically, we can say that if you want to look at empowerment, you can always follow left-hand path and you can have a more discipline. Rather, while we were talking in the other episode where you had mentioned that it's all about discipline. So can anyone and everyone join left-hand path?
Whoever wish to. Okay. I think people who know what they want and who know what they don't want, specifically what they don't want, are the people who should follow the left hand path. And if they have questions within themselves, if they want growth in their own power, that is what left hand path is all about. You need to increase on your own power. You need to increase on your own belief system. That is what it is.
So today we learnt about planets and how planets can actually enhance our life if we know and we have a much better understanding towards it rather than following it blindly. So we also learnt about what occult science is and how occult science can empower us, right? And we know that yes, there is an academy in Calcutta which does occult science practice and you can always get enrolled there. To know more details about folklore, you can always visit our website, which is www.magickinblack.com. If you want to know more about folklore, you can actually go to the website www.magickinblack.com, or you can contact us through email or through phone number, which is already displayed on the screen. See you in the next episode and with more to learn from Meenakshi. Thank you, Meenakshi. Thank you for coming to our show. So till then,
have a great life.